Hey everybody, it's Mr. Davis. I have a short little reintroduction into origami today. Now some of you know that if you're in second grade, we probably made origami jumping frogs together this year. We're going to do something a little bit simpler today, just to get you back into the flow of things. And then next week I am going to have an exercise that uses some different techniques to combine origami with something else. So for today, all you need is a pair of scissors. You can use magazine paper. I just ripped these out of a cool cycling magazine that I found. So you should be able to have something that would work nicely, and I'm just gonna trim off this kind of gnarly edge from where I ripped it. So today we got a bird theme going on. I was talking to Mrs. Kane and Mrs. Cerny, and they have their own bird themed lesson going on. I think they were talking about bird songs and different bird calls. And that sounds like a really exciting one that I'd like to check out. But I wanted to show you how to make a simple swan out of origami. So there's a crane, which is a little bit trickier. It's got a longer neck. So that's a cool one to look up if you really like origami. But today we'll just be doing the swan. So the swan goes like this. You only need one piece. I just got a couple in case I wanted to do more than one. So the swan, the first thing you want to do after you've trimmed off your paper, if you ripped it out, if you have a regular sheet of paper, you don't need to trim it. But I want you to fold a diagonal. So take this corner and you're gonna fold it right over to the edge of the paper. Now with origami, I like to think about what I'm doing first before I make that fold. So I'm gonna take that corner right over here, and then this side will be flat against this side. Just like that. So as you can see, I make my fold once I know I have it lined up. If I don't get my fold totally right, if it's off like this, I can always just open it back up, refold it, just like that. Once you have that, you're going to trim off this extra. That is always a good way to make a square, because with origami paper, we use square paper. So anytime you have to turn regular long paper into square paper, just fold it diagonal like we just did, and then trim off the extra. So now I want you to open it up like a kite. And actually we're gonna make it look a lot like a kite right now, because we're gonna take this corner here and we're gonna bring it right to the middle of the page. So I could bring it to the middle like this, but what I really wanna do is I wanna pull that shape up so that this side is right against the middle, and then fold it. Just like that. Actually, this paper looks pretty cool. So again, you could take that corner to the middle, but what we really want to do is we want to pull it up just like a kite, just so our edge is against the middle, and fold it. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the back. So we gotta flip it over, flip our big kite over. Same thing. Now this one is a little bit higher up, but we're gonna do the same thing. We'll take this up, we'll fold it towards the middle, and we'll pull it up. Just like that. Sometimes you gotta get your fingernail in there to really flatten it out. Same over here, we're gonna take it, we're gonna pull it towards the middle, and then pull it up, and then flatten it out. When I do origami too, when I'm making folds like this, sometimes I leave just a little bit of room in the middle. Just makes it a little easier to manage. So now that I have this, looks like a tall kite, I am going to take this point and bring it all the way over to here. So I got my finger under there, I'm gonna fold it all the way towards the end. Doesn't have to be perfect, but close will do. And then make a fold right there. Now I'm going to take I gotta make the head of my origami swan. So just a little bit towards the top, I'm going to take this. I'm gonna fold it just a little bit like that. So I just took a little piece and I folded it over like that. Don't need a very big head for a swan. Now we want to flip it over, and all we want to do is we just want to, that fold is already there for you. You just want to kind of pull back on it a little bit like this. That just gives our swan a nice little fold in that direction, and then we'll be doing our last step. So again, all I did was I flipped it over. This fold was already here from the beginning. That was the first fold we did, and so I just pull on it a little bit, fold it over. Now for the last step, we have our body, we have our neck, which wants to come out, and we have our head, which wants to come out. So all we have to do is I put my finger on the body, and then I'm gonna pull the neck out a little bit, like this, and I'm just gonna make another, I'm just gonna push down where I like it. So I pulled the neck out a little bit, and then I just kind of refolded it with my thumb. I'm gonna do the same thing with the head. So I'm just gonna hang on to the neck a little bit, pull the head out to where I like it, and then just kind of push down with my thumb. That just makes a new fold. So now I have a three-dimensional, that means it stands up on its own. I have a three-dimensional swan. It looks cool with this nice paper. I'm excited to see what you can come up with, and I will have more origami and projects on the way. I hope you're well. I miss you all. Have fun and happy art making.